Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making that impact, making that money, and living fulfilling lives. How are you doing today? We're still in the Purpose series, and this is so amazing for me. I'm enjoying the feedback, the conversations that are arising from this. It's amazing. I am so passionate and will continue to talk about purpose really because I know how much power comes from it. There are a lot of things that people want to achieve in life, like more money, more freedom. You want to be more fulfilled, you want to be happy, you want to be great in your relationships. Everything starts from purpose because when you identify who you are, you start demanding different in your life. You start asking for more in your work, in your career. You start performing differently because you understand the power and the abilities that are within you. So it is a game changer, and it is something that I wish I had known sooner. Really, I wish I had known sooner. And that is why I'm so vigilant and so determined to spread the news to others so that they can know it sooner and they can make their impact and have more time to explore, to learn, and to build a life that is meaningful to them. You don't have to waste time trying so many things when there is a way for you to just zoom in and focus on the meaningful work that you were created to do here. All right, so today we're going to talk about the blockages to your purpose, the hindrances that exist. Because just because you know your purpose, just because you're clear about the work you're supposed to do, doesn't mean it will come easy. No, it will not. Being a Christian, I know that the Bible says you are not fighting against flesh and blood. You will be opposed. You will be challenged. The devil has set up traps. He'll come in disguises. And that's why we say, I don't know who we are, but we say not everything that is good is God. Because sometimes good things will come to distract you from what you have intended. And when you know your purpose, oh, it's so important that you should be connected to God because really, God is who made you. And He's the one who knows your purpose. And He's the one who'll be able to say, don't read that book. It's going to distract you. Don't talk to that friend. Don't make that partnership. Don't commit to that marriage. Don't commit to that relationship. It will be a terrible marriage. Don't do this and that because sometimes things look good on paper. Sometimes things look good on face value. You invest in them and you find out, okay. So I learned it the hard way. After I knew my purpose and the vision I'm supposed to run with, I went fast and I made so many mistakes, made so much losses. I'm not saying that when you're working with God, you won't make mistakes, but it helps to avoid unnecessary pain because some pain is just unnecessary because you don't have a force that is leading you. And that amazing, all powerful, all knowing force is God through Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about the universe here. I'm not talking about some law of attraction here. No, I don't believe in that. I believe in Jesus Christ as the only way to God. And when I'm talking to you about purpose, I refer to scriptures because I stand on the word of God. And that's what has been transformational for me. He is the God of the universe. He made the universe. So He is in charge. He is the one I have access to. And when you know Jesus, then you have access to Him too. So let's talk about the hindrances that will come. There are hindrances that are internal to you. There are hindrances that are external. There are hindrances that are obvious. And there are hindrances that are subtle. Which ones should we start with? Let's start with internal hindrances because these ones, they will destroy. They will destroy. And I would like to say these internal hindrances are usually the subtle ones, though there are some that are obvious. But most of the internal hindrances are subtle because we leave them unaddressed for so long and we rarely see them come in and kill and steal and destroy. So internal hindrances are the hurts of the past. They can be limiting beliefs that you have built up over time. They can be doubts and fears that you have developed from your childhood, from the way you were brought up. There can be some adjustments you made to your character to cope with what was happening in your life. These are internal, and nobody can help you with that except God. And you will have to be honest with yourself as you bring them. Let me give you an example of an internal battle that I had. I was a determined person. I just thought I'm determined, I'm stubborn because I know things, I'm right, I do my research, people don't know. So I was really, really repelling a lot of people because I was proud. But that pride also came with stubbornness and argumentativeness. And I just thought that's the way I am. There's nothing I can do about it. When I felt bad about relationships I was losing or people I was hurting because of this, I would think, well, this is just the way I am. Accept me or leave me. Other people love me the way I am. It's just the way it is. But that wasn't true. Because in prayer one time, God revealed to me, that still small voice said, I didn't make you that way. You became that way. And I had to go to issues in my childhood when it started happening. I started seeing situations that were leaving me defenseless as a child. And my defense was my stubbornness. I was bold, I was outspoken, but the defense that came from those qualities was the stubbornness, was the pride, because it was defending me from feeling hurt, from feeling helpless. And that was wow for me. You see why you need God? Because how else can you come to that? It's like I was sitting with a psychologist and they were going with me through a process, and it was just me in prayer with God. And so that's what came out of it. It's like, you were building this as a defense mechanism. You don't need it. Lay it down. I didn't make you that way. I made you bold, but it doesn't have to look like pride. It doesn't have to be stubbornness. It doesn't have to be argumentativeness. You don't have to be right all the time. You have to be teachable in your boldness. You have to be open to people's opinions in your boldness. You have to be gentle and kind and generous and compassionate in your boldness. And that was a game changer for me. So that's an example of an internal issue, an internal hindrance. It was stopping me from learning from the people God was bringing to me because I had some pride and stubbornness and argumentativeness. And so people would just back away, just leave me, and just be like, okay, fine, not argue with me. And I would feel like, yes, I have won. But it was blocking my very progress. I was self-sabotaging and I didn't even know it. Well, that's why it's called self-sabotage, right? So look at your life and think of internal things. You need to analyze. You need time for this. You need to look at your habits and see which ones are serving you, which ones are helping you, and which ones are not. Look at your tendencies and your characteristics and see which ones are helping you and which ones are not. Chances are the ones that are not helping you, you adopted one way or the other. Maybe you were hurt in a relationship, abused as a child. So many issues that come in. Maybe it's just something you liked doing. You saw on TV and said, oh, that's really cool, when you look down on people like that. Oh, that's really cool because that guy was cocky like that. Whatever it is, write those things down. Write your characteristics and address them. Where did that come from? Are these helping me? Are they pulling me forward? Who am I hurting? Am I even hurting myself and stuff like that? That is the internal process for you dealing with the internal hindrances. Now let's talk about the external ones. Hello, I love everything purpose, and I know it can be a daunting subject, and so I created an amazing, powerful, short 18-minute masterclass to kickstart your process towards knowing your purpose. It's completely free, and you can sign up and begin to do amazing work towards your purpose. I swear, by knowing your purpose, knowing why you're here, it will change how you operate in every aspect of your life. So please take advantage of this free masterclass. It won't be free for long. Start working on your purpose. Let me know how it goes, how you love it. The external hindrances are really loud, and sometimes we zoom in on that at the expense of addressing the deeper internal ones, which is always a mistake. External ones also have an impact and should also be addressed. And these ones can be disapproval of your parents, disapproval by people, rumors, limiting beliefs by people, limiting beliefs in your community. There are so many limiting beliefs about your job, your career, what kind of business you can do, what things you can share and what things you cannot share. But that is what it is, a limiting belief. Those are limits that people bear on their own and they impose them on others. And every time somebody wants to stand against those limits, they feel threatened because their status quo is being challenged. And they're thinking, well, if she could do it, that means I could have done it too. And that means I didn't do my best. And people don't like that kind of self-reflection. So they will shoot down everybody who seems to stand up beyond the average. The external ones are easy to find, but sometimes because of wanting to belong to community, because of a power of oneness that comes with community and family and groupthink, the effect of groupthink, you might find that you fall to average, you dim your light so that you can fit in. And then that is the hindrance to your goals. What I want to tell you is there is no one, nothing no group think that is worth the purpose that God put you here for. So when you understand your purpose and the impact and the help and support it will offer even these people who are disapproving and looking down on you and asking you to be average, you will push through and know that it will benefit everyone and it will give you a fulfilled life, a life of meaning, and that is amazing. The next hindrance, let's talk about the subtle hindrances. These ones have to do with your routines, your habits, but also some thought patterns that just come in and cause havoc without you realizing it. And so you look back on your life and realize, what happened to my whole year? You gave it to football. You gave it to binge watching a show. You gave it to complaining. You didn't even realize all this. So subtle things can be embedded in your habits, how you live your day-to-day, your routines, what you talk about, how you hang out, whatever it is. But it can also be thought patterns. So things like jealousy, comparison, competing. So people are brought into your life to bless you, and all you see is they're doing what I want, or they could do what I want, and you're jealous and you're competing, and therefore you're blocking your very blessing because there's a hindrance there that you're not noticing. Right? So these can be addressed by you being real with yourself again, to look at, how do I spend my time? What do I spend my time thinking about? Let's say in this day, on my free day, what did I do? When I was spending my time on social, I was very critical. Why was I critical? What were the things that were triggering me? So you're identifying thought patterns. What do I think about the most? What am I spending my time on? If you don't do these weekly assessments on yourself, habits, routines, but also your thought patterns, you'll be surprised looking back, seeing that you did not see the hindrances take, steal, kill your dreams. You did not see them cause all that mess till it was too late. So do weekly assessments of your time, weekly assessments of your thought patterns. It will go a long way in uprooting and removing these subtle hindrances. The last one is the obvious hindrances. These ones, what I can think about right now, is stuff like lack of capital, maybe lack of space, lack of clothes to show up to the interview, lack of transport money to go to a certain place, lack of this and that. These things are really practical day-to-day things that you go like, you know what, I'm not even going to try. But you see, what you need is just to focus on what you have presently, because nobody has nothing. What you have right now can just take you a step forward. And when you take that step forward, you'll be surprised who God sends to help you move to the next level. So you might say, I don't have transport to go to town to that interview. Get dressed, get to the road. A lift might stop by. Somebody might say, hey, I'm going this way, I'll take you there. But you tried your best, you used what you have. In the Bible, there's a story of this widow in Zarephath. This widow had nothing and met the prophet of God. And this prophet of God said, what do you have in your house? And the woman was like, I have nothing. The man of God said, go search. And she found a little teeny bitty weedy oil. And she was like, I have nothing. It's just a little teeny bitty oil. And the prophet of God said, that's your multiplication. And she ended up having jars and jars and jars of oil because she used the little that she had. So for the obvious challenges, you need to zoom in with your creativity. Do not belittle what you have. Use it. Show up with what you have. Use what you have. You'll be surprised what doors open when you take the very first step. And that is how you address the obvious challenges. And they are noisy. Obvious challenges are noisy because they can stand there and say, you have nothing. You have no resources. You can't succeed without capital. But that's not true. You have something. And if you change your mindset, if you change your perspective, start looking at what you have as capital as is, then you'll be surprised how far it can go. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you. I love this purpose series because I believe they're empowering us to walk into what God has called us to. And imagine a whole family being empowered, your whole network being empowered. That is powerful. That's why I'm asking you to like, share, subscribe, comment. Let's bring so many more people here, because together we can achieve much, much more than if only one person gets to do this journey on their own. So continue to get in touch. My name is Mavis Steiner Kanjata. I always love to hear from you. Also remember, these hindrances come to block you from your purpose. So just because you know your purpose, it doesn't mean it will be easy. These hindrances are testing your resolve, your commitment, and you have to pass those tests. And very few people pass the test because they're not really committed, or they're not really into their purpose. They have not visualized what it will look like getting to their purpose, achieving the dreams they have, achieving the ambitions that they have. Be clear on that. If you're clear about what you're going to get out of this process, what you're going to achieve, then you can persevere through the challenges. You can persevere through the hindrances. So just going back on them, there is the external, internal, subtle, and obvious hindrances. Be aware. When you are aware, you'll not be caught in a booby trap, right? You'll not be caught like a bird in a trap. All right. Okay, so it was great having you. I look forward to moving on to more topics within the Purpose series because I still have more to share. I think 2 or 3 more episodes and then we'll move on to other things. But purpose is so foundational. It will change how you relate. It will change how you carry yourself. It will change how you achieve in your relationships. It will change how you achieve in your finances, your business, in every aspect of your life. So know God, know your purpose, embrace it, run with it, persevere past the hindrances. And yes, there is joy on the other side. So much joy, confidence, and that fulfilling, meaningful life that you desire. It was amazing having you. See you soon on Tuesday? Yes? Okay. All right then. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.